Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Shut up, phone. You are now tuning in to the Cooler Talk Monday. On a Monday night, I am your host, the Six-Man K Styles, exclusively on the Mad Mike Sports channel. And speaking of Mad Mike Sports, look who that is. That's Mad Mike Sports.
Well, damn. Why have I not noticed that?
What?
I didn't notice that. I really have.
I don't think we knew either. But for your Cooler Talk Monday talk, man, it's exclusively on the Mad Mike Sports channel. Like I said, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you give a like, thumbs up, share, do everything you gotta do to put this out there on the map. But before we start the show, we gotta hit you with those three special words. Like, what we got for them, man? Bro cow. And that growl sounds ugly as hell. But today's roll call, we're gonna kick it off with a little bit of Joseph Thornton, Pamela Johnson, Big Andy, Jerry Bowie, ATL, Leo, Low Ski, Isaac Crimes. We got the therapist ATL. Shout out to the home team. We got Red Swarm. We got another one of the home team, Mr. Black Barrel of Rex in the business. Y'all make sure you show some love. We got Michael Walker, not that Michael Walker. Brian Peoples, YMOF Jamal, King Quest, Jay Diaz, Dre Murphy, Bubba Gump, Sonia Howell. That's my peoples right there. Y'all show her some love. Nathan Boyd, Toxic Falcon, D. Coleman, Dreddy, Wavy 2 times. Not 1 time, but 2 times. Devon is in the building. So that's all we got right now, man. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Big Anthony came in. Tony Wright. So let's So we're gonna go ahead and kick this music off in 3, 2, sudden pause. Okay, people. Okay, man. Mad Mike Sports, man. How are we doing this evening, man? How you doing, man?
Wonderful.
Okay, wonderful. Feeling wonderful, man. You
I had something to eat, so I'm wonderful.
Hey, Big Dog Trill said he finally got to catch a live, so we appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Trill.
All right, Mike, what's on your, before we start the show tonight, man, what's on your mind, man? You got something you want to get out your mind? This is announcements / therapy session of the show. All right, go ahead, Mike. What you got for us?
I don't know. Well, damn, you kind of ruined it.
What?
I guess.
Oh, whatever.
You said therapy. I wanted to give a shout out.
Okay.
To 2 people. I couldn't help myself. But damn, boy, that Puma and that damn Erica Badu, you talking about some ass, boy. Woo, boy.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But why are you talking about that, boy? The only thing I can tell you is look at Common, look at Andre 3000, and look at Jay Alana before and after. I don't know if you want to endeavor in those. Because I'm telling you right now, if we do a show with Mad Bite Sports and he coming down here dressed like Will Smith from Aladdin, you know what happened.
Shit, you couldn't have. Look, I couldn't help it. That shit was. I tried to ignore it. I tried to stay away from it, but that shit was everywhere. You didn't have a choice but to pay attention to that shit.
Oh, Michael Walker said, "Don't forget the DOC."
The DOC, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Like I said, Mad Mike Sports endeavors in that. Do not be surprised. He's gonna come up here with a genie hat, a work vest on, a dashiki with some little pointy boots.
Shoes on.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have a tattoo of an eyeball on my forehead if I do that. I'll be looking like Keon. All right, man. I'm sorry. Let's get into the show, man. We thought we'd have a little fun right there. Have a little fun. But we're gonna kick it off like this. As y'all already know the title of the show. I don't know why the hell I titled it the way, but we're gonna be talking about we're gonna keep it Atlanta Falcons, but we're gonna be talking about some of our most underrated Falcon players. And what we mean by this is, and we want to get y'all input on it as well, as far as when we talking about players in Falcons history, like you said, it's really not a lot of players that you could say, oh man, this is a culture of having great players and Hall of Famers and things like that. So if you don't hear us say any names of Deion Sanders, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, or such and such like that, this ain't the show for tonight. What we want to do is put an emphasis on the other players that may not have been the superstars for the Atlanta Falcons, but just to give you some of our favorites, and this is just part one of it. And Mike, how you want to format this? You want to do? I think how you want to do it? You want to do offense, defense?
We can do offense.
How you want to kick it off? This show, I'm about to say, you the man of the hour, man. Let you go ahead and choose on what side.
Ooh.
Or do you want to do 10 all together?
We can do 10.
10 all together.
10, yeah, 10 is a good number. We can do 10 offensive players if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we already got a few names in here already. Let's go ahead and highlight them. Wavy 2 times here said Jake Matthews is underrated. D. Coleman, you say you haven't seen the Badu pick. Trust me. Change religions for that. I just say that.
Yeah, he's not joking either.
Yeah. Varick Hurd came with Muhammad Sanu. Eldrick Nelson got Patrick Kearney. Then we got a couple Jonathan Babineaus. Blackberry got Taylor Gabriel. Like I said, this don't necessarily have to. Like I said, this could be within any time point where you start watching Falcon, because you may have some Falcon fans that may be pre-98, or you may have some Falcon fans that's post-08. Like, all right, so Mad Mike Sports, I want you to go ahead and kick it off for us tonight, man. Give us somebody that you feel like deserves more appreciation within this Falcon fan base. Floor is yours, my friend.
Ooh, I'm gonna start
about Mike don't need to be looking like a dream. I dream a genie.
Look, as long as I get to hit it, I don't give the fuck I look like. Okay, what the hell what y'all talking about? stay on top.
I
Let's
told you.
stick to subject.
Man, stay on.
Let's stick to subject, man.
Well,
I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes down to that situation.
Yeah, I got it. Hey, shout out to Utah Sports in the building. Definitely show them some love. Southside 12 is in here. Brian Peoples, Falcons fan 408. All right, Xavier Herndon, appreciate you tuning in. All right, Mike, go ahead and kick us off, man. And when we name these guys, we're gonna have a discussion on each of them, see if it's agree or disagree.
I'll start off with this one because I don't think he gets enough credit. I was gonna say somebody else, but I'm gonna say this. Mr. One Eye himself.
You kicking it off like that?
Yeah.
Damn, you kicking it off like that already.
I'm Mr. One Eye himself. I don't think he gets enough credit because I don't know another motherfucker in football who played legally blind in one eye. Like, it sounds like a damn joke, though.
Hey, but he was a bad motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna tell you no damn lie.
Bro, like, there was another motherfucker in the history of football that played legally blind in one eye. Just think about that for a second.
That was a bad dude, bro.
Bro, I don't know how he did it, cuz. I do not know how he did it. This dude, when you talk about Mr. One Eye himself, a.k.a. Mr. Bob Whitfield. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, this dude, look, 200 games. I'm just want to, let me look at something. Because I want to be, I really want to read this because you talk about Whitfield, man. Like I said, I don't think there's been a player that has ever done that. Like, he came in with a disability, bro. And not only that, like, he was very good for a long time. He had like a 11-year span with the Atlanta Falcons, and he made a Pro Bowl and an All-American on top of it. So not only was he great in college, but he was great in the NFL. Right. So Bob Whitfield say he helped us get to that to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And he was instrumental, and I'll tell you, he was a major part. He was a major part of that run game, man. The Falcons, well, if you go back and look at a lot of Jamal Anderson's run, it came off that left side, bro. Mm-hmm. It came off the left side. I'm like, you go back to, Jerome. That's another one. That's a nice name.
Travis Hall. Trust me, this is gonna get nasty. This is gonna get nasty real quick.
This gonna get pretty nasty. My first guy, like I said, man, a lot of his runs came right up the gut, and we know why it came. We had a lot of success. I may name that one, but I got to give Bob Whitfield enough. I got to give him credit. Like I said, man, I don't think there's a guy in the NFL that had everything against him, and he still overcame those odds. So I got to give shout out to Bob Whitfield.
Yeah, because like you said, as being like one of the major anchors of what was known here in Atlanta as a running game. Mm-hmm. Like I said, for me, like I became a Falcon fan right around that Super Bowl year in '98. Mm-hmm. So, and like I said, you see the guys like the Bob Whitfields, and like you said, I didn't find out till later that he had the one eye, but like being the anchor of a rushing attack, like you said, where you got Jamal Anderson running behind you. Then you even look at the DVD days. Like I said, Bob Whitfield was an anchor for that. And and beyond the popular narrative that a lot of people say, that Falcons offensive line during the DVD era was pretty damn good.
Absolutely.
All across the board.
All across the board.
You had three. You had a consistency of at least 3 Pro Bowlers a year. And Bob Whitfield used to get the Saints hell too, boy. But them Saints couldn't stand.
Ooh, boy. Yeah,
they couldn't stand. Boy. But like you said, just being an anchor and like you said, not giving up a lot of pressures and not giving up a lot of sacks. Like you said, it was a great sighting to see. That almost sounded kind of messed up to say, but you know.
Right. No, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. So Bob Whitfield, I definitely agree with you on that one. Let's go. I'm gonna ask everybody did anybody, I want to know how everybody felt about Bob Whitfield back in his heyday, as far as you remembering that DVD offense and him being one of the anchors. I'm gonna put it like that, one of the anchors behind it. Like, this was before Wayne Gandy became the left tackle, so this was like before Wayne Gandy now. So like some folk may not know Bob Whitfield. I see some good ones.
Yeah, I see pretty good.
I see a whole bunch of good ones. Hell. Blackberry here said Jesse Tuggle. He said, how come he's not in the Hall of Fame already? Still leads in solo tackles all the time. Problem with that is when your own city sports media doesn't really push for it, they not gonna give a damn. So you might need to talk to the AJ. We got to talk to the AJC about that.
Yeah, it's D-Led's fault.
Yeah.
Y'all hear what I said? It's D-Led's fault. And I'm telling you because I know this personally. I know how the process is going. It comes down to the journalists, the elder statesmen, the D-Leds, and the Jeff Schultz. If they do not push the narrative to get these guys in, they won't be in. So it's D-Led and Jeff Schultz's fault. They are the elder statesmen of this meeting. It's their fault that Jesse Tuggle is not in the vote.
It is their fault.
No, bro. Y'all think I'm joking when I say that.
Oh, yeah.
I know the process. The process has been explained to me. It's their fault. If they don't push the narrative, because a lot of these, you got to understand, the media has a major part in getting these guys in the Hall of Fame. A major part. They actually vote for these guys. So it's their fault. It's literally their fault. Because if you look at the Packers, why the Packers don't have problems? You can't tell me they have, but a lot, their whole damn history of their damn team is better than the Falcons. That's bull crap.
Wow.
And not just the Falcons, like why is always the Dallas Cowboys and it's always the 49ers and then always the Packers? It's their media. Their media push the heck out of them. And they get the fans to back them. So it's their fault. D-Led, blame it on D-Led.
Yeah, I mean, until we get to that point in time, that's all we got to say on that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I like that one. I think a lot of people like that one as well. Workflow Dre said I officially became a fan at a preseason game watching DJ Shockley.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's good.
That's unique, but that's a good one.
I like that. Because DJ Shockley is actually went to the same high school with him where he graduated a year before I got there. It was unfortunate with him, man. I hated to see that he got hurt like that because initially, what a lot of people don't realize with DJ Shockley was he was actually going to be brought up to be the next guy. Not for the long term, but just for the moment. But what happened was he got hurt. And that was one of the major reasons why you started. That's why you saw Joey Harrington. That's why you saw Byron Leftwich. That's why you saw Chris Redman. So, all right, man. Appreciate that. I think people. Somebody said Hammond probably gave D-Land a nookie after a game back in the day. Blackberry Lorenz got a good one too. But let me go ahead and give you a name of mine. This was actually one of my favorite players on the team for a good little while, man. And I actually saw it in the chat, but I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with this one. Let me see. K-Styles, hit the graphic. This was actually one of my favorite. Come on now. That ain't it. Hold on, there you go. Mr. Kevin Mathis.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Like I said, he was like it's crazy as it sounds for the fact that he wasn't a starter. But when he got in the game, from what I've seen personally, when he got in the game, it was an impact. I ain't gonna say he made major impacts, but it was like a consistent play at that slot corner position. Like you said, he was undersized like hell too, because he was like about 5'8", like a $173 or something like that. So he was a small guy. But when you look at the interception numbers, when you look at him making tackles at the line of scrimmage, when you looking at him in coverage, like he was one of the key factors as far as this defense, as far as the cornerback room was. Like you said, you had Ray Buchanan, and for God's sake, Jason Webster on the other side, that didn't make shit no better. Kevin Mathis was always a consistency there. Like I said, Eric Mack here said Brian Poole. Like I said, that's who Brian Poole reminded me of. He reminded me of Kevin Mathis. Like I said, he wasn't the biggest guy, but he made plays. He caught picks.
I mean,
what'd you think on that, Mike?
No, I think this is what the true essence of this show is about. The players that go unnoticed. And Kevin Mathis was always the type of player. It's like when you need him to do the small thing. This is why, for me personally, this is why Isaiah Oliver is one of my favorite players. Is because like when you need a tackle, he's gonna be there. When you need him to be in the vicinity, he's gonna be there. When you need him to do the right thing and make the right play at the right time, he does that. And that's what a guy like Kevin Mathis was. He was a guy that just what I call like the eighth man coming off the bench in basketball. Like you don't expect him to put up big numbers, but you need a rebound. If you need somebody to come in and be an extra ball handler like Livingston was for the Warriors. Like if you needed a John Paxson coming off the bench, they hit a three. Like that's what Kevin Mathis was for the Falcons. He was one of those guys that, like, when you need him to make a play, he's that type of player that's going to make that particular play. Like I said, he's not going to be Dion and lock people down, but if you need a play, the right play to be done, to be made, that's what Kevin Mathis was.
Yeah. And like you said, if you look at his numbers with the Falcons, it doesn't look like a lot. Like you said, 147 tackles.
If I'm not mistaken, he on Deion Sanders' coaching staff. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think, he on Deion Sanders' coaching staff at Colorado. Yeah, like I said, you got 6 interceptions out of them, 147 tackles. Like you said, it wasn't the Splash play. You know what current Falcon player he kind of used to be current player. It was kind of like how Bleedy Ray Wilson was. Like he didn't flash. Yeah. It didn't flash. You look like, wait a minute, he out there?
Mm-hmm.
But that 2020 season, was it 2020 or 2019? It was the 2020 season where most of the biggest plays on defense came from Bleedy Ray Wilson. Mm-hmm. And this is how Kevin Mathis was. Like you said, it doesn't show up a lot. It doesn't get a lot of recognition. But like you said, Mike, when they needed a play, he would always come up with it. Man, boy, y'all bringing up some Falcon names right here, boy. I'm gonna have to go back in the archives with you. And shout out to Coach Unchained, man. That's the coach. Said Brett Grimes. And Brett Grimes was another one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I swear when they say he went to Shippensburg, I thought he was an intern at a shipping dock somewhere.
Like he's working in damn Maryland and that cold ass ice and shit.
Right. But there's a reason why we're doing this show. This is why we're putting like emphasis on these type of guys. Is we're letting y'all see that a lot of times it's not necessarily how many superstar players you have, it's how many players that you can get to be cohesive and be able to make plays at the same time. Mm-hmm. So this is why when we start talking about stuff like this upcoming free agency and when we talk about the draft and things like that, a lot of times we can get so caught up with the superstars and the big name guys that we tend to forget the guys that may just fit.
Mm-hmm.
Jew. Hey, the minister has spoken.
That's the perfect name. The glue guys.
The glue guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the San Francisco 49ers team, a lot of their guys were not first round picks. A lot of their core guys that they drafted were not first round picks.
Mm-mm.
But they got an essence of guys that knew how to play together, that know how to play together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a good one right here. Wait a minute. No, oh shoot, I forgot. Oh, hey y'all, man, hey man, y'all show some love to the goddamn professor, boy. It's been a while since we've seen him. He brought up a great name too, Mr. Patrick DeMarco.
Oh, we got that. Yeah, he got that.
Mm-hmm, he got Mr. Patrick DeMarco.
Yep, got that.
Man, I thought somebody was coming in back here, but all right. So Bob Christian, Matt Bryant. I can't really call Roddy White underrated because he was at the top of the league at a certain point in time. So I can't really count him on this list. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. Do you see something back there, Mike? I see something back there.
Hell no.
Wait a minute. It's sexual, baby. Oh. I want to give it all to you.
Y'all boys ain't worth a damn.
Yeah, right on. What's going on, LT? The world's strongest man.
What's happening?
Man, appreciate you joining us, man, as we going down memory lane on some of these underrated Falcons, man. And I know you want to go ahead and chime in on we just going one at a time. Chime in on some of our like favorite like underrated Falcons. They ain't getting no love. And because here in the city of Atlanta, it's all about the superstars. They don't I ain't gonna say all of them, but it's a good portion of them that really don't give a fuck about the glue guys. But the floor is yours, man.
I mean, let me ask y'all this: who all y'all have mentioned so far?
So far, we just went Bob Whitfield, Kevin Mathis.
Bob Whitfield, Kevin Mathis.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I mean, of course, you know, I got to give my guy one of my favorite players.
Hold on. Before you do it, let me go ahead and type it in here. Let me make sure I got it right. Let me go ahead and make sure I get it right. All right. Okay, go ahead and say that. All right. Let's see if it shows up. No, didn't show up that time. Go ahead, LT. What you got for us? Is that it?
Let me tell y'all about that young man, Keon Carpenter. First of all, rest in peace to my man, Keon Carpenter. Because he was definitely one of my favorite Falcons when he was playing. The dude could get turnovers, you know, get interceptions or whatnot. He might have been a little lackadaisical in coverage or whatnot, but if you put him in the right position, a play was going to be made. I mean, as much as people like to rave about what a person like Michael Vick did in the playoff game against Green Bay, one of the underrated aspects of that game is our defense having several turnovers, and Keon Carpenter had 2 of them. He had 2 interceptions off Brett Favre that night. And like I said, the man was just phenomenal for me. Like I said, one of my favorite guys that played for this organization, one of my favorite guys to use in Madden. When I was a kid, you know, like I've won many tournaments by game sealing interceptions off that man right there. Like that guy, that was one of my favorite players. I mean, like I said, it was unfortunate to get the news that he had passed away at such a young age. Like, I mean, like, man, I think Keon might have been in his early 40s when he passed. And it was just, like I said, very unfortunate in his situation, but I'm glad I was able to witness him playing, like I said, becoming a diehard fan of him. So, like I said, he's definitely an underrated Falcon that people don't really mention a lot. Another one of my favorite Falcons that is very underrated, don't get a lot of love, is, I'm pretty sure, well, I know Mike would know, one of my favorite linebackers that played for this organization at one point. I don't know if Kid can think of it right now.
Let's see. Favorite linebackers. Let's see. What era are we talking about?
Around that same era, that 02 era and whatnot.
Was he? Hold on. Let me see. Man, no, I ain't gonna play the guessing game, man. Go ahead, tell us what you're talking about, man. Tell us what you're talking about.
One of my other favorite underrated players that played for his team was on that defense by the name of Chris Draft. We actually, you know, I think a couple years ago we actually had him on the show, and like I say, very informative.
I love Chris Draft, bro. I do.
Right, right, very informative guy. But he was definitely one of my favorite Falcons back then when I was younger. Like he was like, in so many terms, he was an unsung hero for our team. And like I said, the man just knew how to get to his spots. I mean, when he left, when we didn't sign him back, and he walked the free agency and went to Carolina and had a solid season with them. So like, you know, like I said, the man was very underrated playing for us and whatnot. He was a catalyst in our linebacker core along with that front seven. Our front seven at the time was one of the better front sevens that we had in the league across the board. Like, I mean, just like I said, I could just name so many guys that people don't like. Folks don't probably even remember or even think about. Like when it comes to defensive line. Now, don't get me wrong. As a star player, Patrick. Oh, my bad.
Hey.
Hold on. We doing the defense. Hold on.
We're going on the defense. I
know a lot of people already think exactly that. Let me say this real quick. I think only this really happens to the Atlanta Falcons teams where we've had greats and our greats don't get no respect whatsoever. Like zero. Like nobody even acknowledged that this dude It's like he's done what he's done. Like before Roddy, before Julio, this guy was the leader, all-time leader in receptions, yards, and all this for this team. Nobody like he surpassed Billy White shoes. Like he did all of this stuff for this organization, and we don't hear not a lot of Falcons fans even talking about this dude. This dude just got named to the College Football Hall of Fame, and guess what? Did I hear D-Lid talking about this? Did I hear him reporting about this? Did I hear Jeff Schultz report about this?
No.
This is what we're talking about. That's now you guys realize why I said it's D-Lid's fault and it's Jeff Schultz's fault because Jesse Tuggle is not in the Hall of Fame. It's their fucking fault. You're supposed to represent the people. You write articles. You're supposed to represent the team that you've been writing for over 30 years. D-Led was doing this shit before I was born. And you try to tell me that Tuggle ain't in the Hall of Fame? Like, you can't even write an article on this man getting in the College Football Hall of Fame, but you can praise Georgia Bulldogs for winning the national championship. Like, you could have at least mentioned that during that time. Nobody gave this dude no type of respect. And this is not a shot at Georgia. This is not a shot at Roddy. This is not a shot at Julio Jones, because those guys they played their way. But nobody knows that Terrence Mathis. There's a lot of kids that don't even know who the hell he is. Nobody know who the hell he is. This dude is the third leading receiver behind Julio Jones and Roddy White. Number 3. And for the longest, he was number 1. And nobody knows. Nobody knows.
He still could have dropped that third down.
I mean,
against Pittsburgh. Let me say that. Let me say this. And Keon Carpenter could have did a lot of things too, so don't take no shots. But like I said, if you watching Terrence, I love you, bro.
But no. Like I said, I want to say this because what a lot of people think when they go back to that 98 team, and this is when I really knew, like, I was watching games, but I didn't really know football like that in 98. Like, I really wasn't a football fan like that. Again, I was watching, but that's when I really started getting into it. And like about 10 years, I say about 5 to 10 years after 98, that's when I really started to learn the game the proper way. But nobody give Tony Martin and those guys for the balance. They helped create that balance that offense there. Them dudes had 1,000 yards a piece, bro. In 98. They don't, everybody always talk about Mr. Jam, and rightfully so. But nobody gives Tony Martin and Terrence Mathis no credit. How many duos in the league that you see they're giving what a guy that rushed for 800 yards that season? 1,800 yards or something like that in a season?
Yeah. Jamal Anderson had 1846 and 14 touchdowns that year. And Terrence Mathis and Tony Martin combined for 2,297 yards and 17 touchdowns.
Bro, that's unprecedented.
I remember we signed Tony Martin back in 01.
Yep. So it's like not just Terrence Mathis, but I think, like I said, Tony Martin is another guy that's like those guys don't even, bro. You don't even hear these guys' name no more being mentioned.
Hold on, because you talking about that wide receiver club, but I bet no. I mean, I'm pretty sure like none of y'all don't even know who 85 was on that doggone on that Super Bowl team in 98. I ain't saying y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all do, but I'm talking about like the fans. Because I'm pretty sure don't. I mean, because before Julian Edelman and guys like Wes Welker, see those guys had, they had quickness and whatnot, but this guy had quickness and breakaway speed, and his name he went by the name of Tim Dwight. Yeah. He was our game changer, whether people want to believe it or not.
Oh, and he was the in that Super Bowl game, he was the one that helped break the game, at least for them to actually have a damn chance.
Yeah,
right. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown that game.
Oh my God, I know you didn't say that name.
But like I said, a lot of people do talk about Tim Dwight in a way, but there's also another reason why they talk about Tim Dwight, because Tim Dwight was the catalyst piece for that Chargers Falcons trade.
Right, yep.
He was the catalyst behind it because the Chargers wanted Tim Dwight, and that trade. And for a lot of those that don't know what that trade was, that was the trade that got Michael Vick to Atlanta. But that was also the trade that got the Chargers LaDainian Tomlinson and Drew Brees.
Who really won that trade?
But
who won it?
Yeah, Tim Dwight. Like I said, you had Wayne Corbett. You had a concussion head ass motherfucker Wayne Corbett. You had him out there. You had Ed McCaffrey out there. Like I said, a lot of teams. I ain't gonna say a lot of teams. I don't think it was a lot of teams that really had that slot receiver that broke away like that around that little short period of time at that.
But them boys don't know about JJ Stokes.
Oz, I hear Hakeem.
Right.
But yeah, Tim Dwight was a spec that. Hey man, if we didn't have Allen Rossum, Eric Metcalf, and all those, Tim Dwight would probably be up there as far as one of the best special teams guys that the Falcons have ever had.
Hey. I mean, because like you said, you brought up, Allen Ross and them boys and whatnot. But the low key get back on the defense. Like one of my favorite underrated players on that line was Brady Smith in my younger years. Because like, don't get me wrong, he didn't give you eye popping numbers. But wait, I'm gonna tell you what Brady Smith did that a lot of people really took for granted, and a lot of people still take for granted in watching football today. Is how we always talked about timeless stops, being a playmaker when it's needed. That what Brady Smith specialized at. When you needed a third down sack to get your offense back to football, he came through with it.
Oh, number 91.
Right.
When in doubt, 91 is here to stay.
And if you think I'm lying, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can remember that the famous play that happened in the 2004-2005 season in the playoffs where we played against the St. Louis Rams, where he had this where he sat Mark Bolger for the safety. Yeah, that guy. Let's also add to the fact that not only that he did that, he had a strip sack for a fumble and for a touchdown in that regular season against the same team.
Hey man.
I mean, like,
he came through in the clutch.
Like we said, we giving credit to guys that people don't bring up at all.
Oh,
Travis Hall.
He used to come through. Well, he like you say, he used to come through in the clutch, bro. I ain't even gonna tell you no lie on that one.
I got one.
Even when you had a Patrick Kearney back there, and when you still had a John Abraham back there, Brady Smith is gonna make one of them damn tackles be like, wait a minute, that's why he here. Boom.
Basically.
Dave DiBiase said you made Brady Smith made critical tackles.
We ain't doing
That's
that,
wild.
man.
That's wild. That's wild as hell. That's wild as hell for that comment, there, boy.
That man said critical tackle. Good God.
Oh boy. Oh damn. Pamela came up with a name right here. Y'all remember, y'all remember this name. Dan Straczynski.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me.
I know a lot of folks ain't gonna know that. You know, punters,
That's old school right there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro, that shit old school.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man. Defense.
I got one for your defense. He didn't play but 2 years here, and I know y'all remember this. But Chris Doleman. Y'all remember Chris Doleman? Defensive end.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Chris Doleman, defensive end. He came here and he put up numbers. Ultimately went to, I think it was San Francisco.
Yeah, I think it was.
That's during the time the Falcons didn't want to pay anybody. We had a good one, but he wanted to get paid, and Mr. Taylor Smith, he didn't want to pay him, so he ended up leaving. So we lost.
You talking about Rankin Smith? I don't want to pay Deion Sanders $5 million ass.
Yeah, him. Yeah, Doleman was a hell of defensive end. Even if his age, he was still putting up, 7 sacks a season. That dude was special, man. He was a hell of a player.
Hey, I agree with you on that, man. I ain't saying what.
Let me say this. Let me say this, Keon. I'm probably gonna throw y'all Michael Kanan.
Michael Kanan?
Yeah, the punter.
Yeah, Michael Kanan. Oh shit. Yeah.
Bro, nobody give punters no respect, man. Michael Kanan. If we need
Kanan did his job while he played for us, man. I gotta give him credit.
He did his job.
Michael Kanan.
It was the other punter that used to get on my damn nerves. Who?
Matt Barsha.
You probably talking about Chris Moore.
Matt Barsha, that's what you talking about.
Yeah, Michael Kanan had legs.
Why Barsha got on your nerve?
No, I'm talking about later in the years where he couldn't kick past 35 yards.
Oh, I mean, shoot.
That leg injury, took a lot out of him.
The leg injury didn't hit them none. And shoot, we punted the ball enough damn time. So that could cause anybody to retire early.
Oh Lord, man! Delilah came in and said, "Matt, no hang time, Barsha.
Hang time, Barsha. Oh my god."
Y'all gonna put some respect on my boy Barsha now, because my boy Barsha out there laying people out. Y'all remember what we did with that? What that boy name is? Keon something. The dude that ran. We ain't had a punt return for a touchdown. He can't. Keon Barner. Yeah, y'all gonna put some respect on my boy Barsha. Boy, he lay that man out. Exactly.
Bobby Butler.
I'm put some respect on my boy Barsha now. Y'all ain't even do that.
I ain't
respect my boy Barsha, cuz.
But I heard
we didn't say mud duck. Yeah, we kind of focusing on the defensive side today. We're gonna get more. Well, Mike started it off with Bob Whitfield, but we kind of got more on the defensive side right now. We're gonna continue this conversation. So, like I said, this ain't the only time we're gonna talk about it. And we saying these names too, because we want y'all to definitely, if y'all never heard of these type of names, these players, definitely go and look them up. You'll see them all over, and you'll see what
Travis Hall.
Travis Hall. And then we're gonna have the all ass team coming up here soon too. Now,
oh, Lord Jesus.
Boy, I got some names for y'all asses.
the all ass team. We got that coming up here too now. But I ain't really give a defense. And this might be an unpopular opinion. I as far as underrated and as far as I'm gonna say Keith Brooking.
Very. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. Keith's gonna be known Keith's gonna always be known for that third down that he gave up in that playoff game. I get it, but don't let one play like deter what he was for us, because Keith Brooking was a damn good force for the Falcons his time here. I mean, if we be honest, like I tell anybody, and I want like we had like Pro Bowl linebackers, but we didn't have an All Pro linebacker since Jesse Tucker and Keith Brooking. Keith Brooking is the last. I mean not Pro Bowl. It's All Pro. Like Keith Brooking was the last All Pro linebacker we had.
I'm sorry. I think everybody's kind of like they want that all ass team coming out soon. They want that shit soon.
It's coming, y'all.
It's coming. But yeah, Keith, like, and I'm gonna say it like this: Keith Brooking and Chris Draft was one of the more underrated tandem linebackers this league has had. Like you said, Keith Brooking never really was a staunch defender as far as coverage anyway. I mean, it was just unfortunate at that time in that juncture of that game where that play action passed and kind of put a stain on his name. But if you're talking about consistently being one of the top linebackers in the league at that middle linebacker spot, I ain't gonna say he was up there. And like you said, he was on the line of scrimmage. He was knocking blocks off.
Facts. I would say he did like in the coverage department, but at that time the NFL wasn't what it is now, where you needed somebody to be a cover linebacker. But for us saying stopping that run, we had us one.
And you know how you cover up a linebacker's deficiency that can't cover? Get you a defensive line to get pressure.
And we had that too. Our front seven was one of the most lethal front sevens that you could probably have at one point.
Man, y'all already coming up with the trash name.
Damn, y'all giving it away already. Shit.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming.
Lord, y'all can't wait for us to do that all ass shit.
They can't wait for that one right now, boy. We gotta do it by positions, though. We just can't be naming names. We gotta do this shit by positions, okay? All ass at some position. Lord have mercy.
You know that quarterback position gonna be Oogie.
Oh,
Bruh, Blackberry here said Brooking was not afraid to fill in gaps. That's exactly what he did. Fill gaps, tackle at the line of scrimmage.
That motherfucker run through a brick wall.
Well, what?
You right about that? And he was there.
Like you know, even like I've seen us play against like Pittsburgh, and like we all know having like Jerome Bettis on the team is one thing. You got to go against that man. But I'm talking about I watched that man literally just like meet him in the hole. Like, boy, I ain't scared of you. That bullshit don't mean nothing to me.
Right. Like, so what? Well, I'm a mechanic. I fix on broken buses.
Right. I mean, be as y'all know, like he is from a small town in Georgia, so like,
He a country boy,
right?
But y'all put some respect on that man. Like I said, just because he made one bad play, y'all still put some respect on that man name, because like I said, he could have.
He deserved.
Yeah, he like him and Kearney were literally like two of the main faces of the Falcons defense for years.
For years.
let's be honest with Keith Brooking. He's a victim of the time changes of that time. That's when we start seeing more passes and like the prototypical linebacker, the downhill linebacker pretty much came, extinct during that point in time. I know it was when Ray Lewis was like Ray Lewis or Ray Lewis.
And then you had Brian Urlacher.
Mm-hmm.
And the Philadelphia Eagles, they had to revamp their whole linebacker core at that time too.
Because Jeremiah Trotter was a lot like Keith Brook, and he was a downhill
thumper. Downhill thumper. Hey man, what? See, I shouldn't have said nothing. You see, I shouldn't have said nothing.
You don't started it. We ain't reading that bullshit. All right, y'all. So stop typing it.
Oh man,
this ain't the day.
We got another guest, people. We got another guest.
God. Oh Lord.
And another guest.
This is interesting.
Is
we got about 20 minutes. We got about what? Yeah, good.
G. Big Sam. Oh, G, what's happening?
All right, Sam. I want to hold on. Before you do anything, please make sure this is disclaimers. If you hear any dogs whining in the background, they're perfectly fine. Okay, so don't call Peter on us. They're perfectly fine. We just got a spoiled. He got a spoiled ass dog, a puppy. Okay, so he's not
a puppy that want all his attention.
All his attention. That's all it is. So if y'all hear whining in the background,
he'll stomp a motherfucker out there.
He ain't. Look, he ain't
go see somebody in the background sticking up like this. Oh.
That's his support dog. Sam need a support dog. So that's all that is, y'all. Okay.
All right, Sam. What's going on, homie, man?
I'm sorry.
Where we at on this?
Hey, it's wherever you want to be at, man.
Oh.
You might kick us with some OG players that a lot of like some of us fans might not know about that may have been underrated to you.
OG Buddy Curry, middle linebacker.
Buddy Curry.
Tom Brightmore, free safety. Mike Keon, left tackle. Alfred Jackson, receiver.
Okay.
Junior Miller, tight end. Super Net, punt returner.
Okay.
Way back in the day. This is before Billy White too. This is before Tim Dwight.
Okay. So out of all those that you name, you can give us the one that you feel like is the most underrated and why. And for us, what should we be looking for when we look him up? What did you see in?
I've always been a defensive guy at heart, so I'm gonna say Buddy Curry, because he doesn't get no info, you know what I'm saying, at that position, which is understandable considering what we've had at middle linebacker. You know, the Jesse Turtles, Keith Brookings of the world, you know, Boone. But Buddy Curry was the quarterback of the grit blitz. And, you know, great instincts, pretty good hitter. You know, he wasn't necessarily, you know what I'm saying, that very fast middle linebacker, but he got to the point of attack quickly. I'd call him not just the quarterback, but part of the anchor of that defense.
Okay.
That you know, the Bobby Butlers, the Pride Moores, you know what I'm saying? You know, but Buddy Curry to me was a a key cornerstone of a defense that we have talked about a lot of times that, establish some of the things that are being done to this very day.
Okay. And for those that may be trying to look up who Buddy Curry is, you ain't gonna find no tackling stats on him because they didn't record him at the time. Hey, but William, baby, what's going on, man? But
what's good, Will?
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I gotta do my homework because OG man, he done put us on some stuff.
Let me put this in perspective when it comes to Buddy Curry. Like, Buddy Curry was essentially Mike Singletary before Mike Singletary, because what a lot of people don't know about that defense, your boy Buddy Ryan actually got the blueprint of his defense from that game, and they credit for it, because essentially what the Grist Bits was, they had a lot of good defensive linemen, but they had a lot of good linebackers, but they weren't great in coverage. And then what they used to force teams to pass the ball. And that's what Buddy Curry and those guys were. So, like, they really forced teams to pass the ball. They had damn good corners. They had damn good front. And this is when you had they had a mean ass front. They had a mean ass front seven. But like what you see with the amoeba defense, that's essentially what that Grits Blitz is. It's the amoeba defense. What you see today when you see the linebackers moving around and stuff like that, that's what the Falcons were. That's essentially what the Falcons were. All that bear front, that bullshit you see in Chicago, they try to act like they invented fucking bullshit that came from the Falcons, and that came from our defensive coach, goddamn Jerry Glanville. That he created. He and another guy, I forget the other guy. They created the Grits Blitz, but they wanted the
Super Bowl shuffle.
They want to attack
Super Bowl shuffle.
Fuck Buddy Ryan for lying and didn't give the Falcons the proper credit that they deserve. They created that. They created that bear front. They don't get no fucking respect for it. They created that shit.
The Grits Blitz was the 46 before the 46 was made famous by the Bears.
And for those that may not know what the Grits Blitz defense was, could y'all go ahead and elaborate what the hell that means to some of those that might not know?
Linebacker and safety pressure, outside edge pressure. The line from the middle held everything up, and it was kind of sort of exotic because you had pressure coming from unlikely places, from safety, corners, free safety, strong safety, outside linebacker. In some cases, the defensive end, would drop, would look like he dropped, and then it was just a basically stunt inside to out. Yeah, we made the 46 what it was before the Bears got to it and won a championship with it.
So, y'all don't mind if I K Styles it up right quick for those in the back.
K Styles it, please, because I'm getting mad. Thinking about.
Let's do it the K Style way, which means we finna blitzkrieg the shit out your ass before you even get a chance to make a damn thought. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah, y'all didn't know that, did you? Y'all didn't know that.
Which essentially led to our first playoff run in 81-82.
Anybody want to know the defensive lineman? That Hall of Fame, he just got in the Hall of Fame before he passed away. Anybody want to know
man. God.
Hold on, you said You said what? You said what, Mike?
He's defensive end who just got in the Hall of Fame.
From yeah.
Claude Humphrey. Yep.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of guys from that team that should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't. It took a while for Van Note to get there. Keon off that offensive line. Curry. Tom Pridemore, in my opinion, should be in there. He was one of the better cover safeties and run stopping safeties to play this game. And he does, just like Curry, doesn't get that ink.
Oh, right.
Y'all didn't know the Falcons have a lot of this defense. Look, this is the reason why we're trying to get back to where we were, because that was our identity. That's what we did, and that's why we get so frustrated when everybody want to talk about fucking quarterbacks 24/7. Because this team was built on defense.
Mm-hmm.
This organization, I should say, was built on defense.
Hold on, let me do the disclaimer. This part of the show is brought to you by it's just brought to you by nobody. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I got a question for everybody, since we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And this is the reason why we kind of did this show, is to show you that the culture of the Atlanta Falcons for so long has been what? On maintaining a defensive identity and running the football.
Let me say something before you say that, right, real quick.
Go ahead,
I want people to know this before. Arthur Blank never wanted an offense like this, explosive offense. He never wanted an explosive offense. He was talked into an offense by Thomas Dimitroff. If you look at the history of all the guys that he brought in guys like he really wanted Rex Ryan, and he's always been a guy that wanted defense. So it's like, this is where we're getting back. Arthur went against his own judgment and listened to Thomas Dimitroff because he trusted him, because he ultimately came from the Patriots. But this team, his team was always built on defense. If you look at most of his hires, have always been defensive coaches. So this is what we are. So all these people talking about we need to be the Chiefs and we need to be the greatest show on turf and all that bullshit, we going back to who we truly are.
Mm-hmm. So appreciate you on that, man. Appreciate you on that and letting us know on that. So, and of course, Thomas Dimitroff, just like William here says, Thomas Dimitroff still ain't got no. We're like, Tommy, you still ain't got no damn job. But
Lord have mercy.
But why do you think that if the Falcons have this history of trying to have a defensive identity and a run-heavy identity, what do you think is really the problem when we say, okay, we want them to run the damn ball? Get timely stops. Get interior pressure. Why do you think it's such an issue to want to get back to what the Falcons have always been? Anybody want to take? Anybody can kick off with that
one. Because of likes of William Andrews, Gerald Riggs, that were 1,000-yard rushers and 8 clocks, and our defense, that blitz that we just were talking about. laid the foundation for this very same thing.
So do you think that because that style of play does not coincide with what the popular way of playing football is nowadays, is kind of one of the major reasons why a lot of people are not taking a kind to this regime right now, because they're not doing it the way everybody else is doing it?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead. Let's unpack that right quick, man. What y'all got on it?
Go ahead, Elton.
Hold on, run that question back by me again.
Nah, I was saying, so if the Falcons tradition has always been is establishing defense, running the football, do you think that because Arthur Smith and this regime and Terry Fontenot is trying to get back to that, do you think that's the reason why people don't like his style of play calling? Because it's not of today's NFL standards where you throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game?
All right, so the thing is, when it comes to that aspect of the game, and this is what I've been telling people, especially on Twitter, that this is what it really is when it comes down to football. We as fans collectively been brainwashed that and thinking that this is the way to go. As far as saying, like, we've been brainwashed to think that, okay, in order for us to be successful, we have to, we have to go out there and score 30 plus points per game, or whatever the case may be. You basically got to be in a shootout. That is not football. You have to be able to win ugly games. You have to be able to win those 12-9 games. You got to be able to win those 6-9 games, those 10-7 games. You have to win those games. And like you said, the fan base don't like the fact that we're not flashy, because we were so fun to look at in 2016. Man, Ryan had 500 yards passing, while Julio had 300 yards passing and I mean receiving and whatnot, and we just looked so good and so flashy, and the world loves us. Yeah, that ain't football, bro. That ain't football. I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching the show right now, everybody got an opportunity to watch the Cowboys and 49er game last night. And let me tell y'all something. For the most part, that was football. It was hard nosed. It was about who gonna limit the mistakes. That's what that game was about. Who can limit the mistakes? Who can, who could get a coveted drive when their team needed it the most and whatnot. That's what it was about. Not that mess that people have been thinking about, going out there and your quarterback being your savior. You know what your quarterback being your savior got you? It got you Josh Allen sitting at the house right now. Because instead of you using Devin Singletary like you've been doing all damn year, you trying to make Josh Allen the hero. And it ultimately cost you. Quit doing that. Play the game like it needs to be played. This is why I've been having trouble with folks on social media when it comes to us having these discussions. Because like Kev said, the only thing people want to focus on is quarterback, but you're not giving credit elsewhere. Folks saying Brock Purdy the next big thing like Brock Lesnar, but you're not mentioning how decent their defense is that John Lynch built. You got playmakers in George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey on your team now. Your offensive line is pretty freaking stout. But Brock Purdy look poised. He doing his job, which is good, but we're not gonna make it look like he's the reason why they're moving on to success. Because quite frankly, you played in 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. So basically, he's doing the same thing.
We're pretty much the same roster.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna take a little slight detour when it comes down to that. This is not gonna sit well with a lot of people, so I apologize in advance. I still don't give a fuck though, but I'm apologize in advance.
I like how he just say he gonna apologize, but then say don't give a fuck. That defeated first with the apology. Ain't that some shit?
But this is where it went wrong. The NFL is looking for a great white hope. They're looking for another pretty boy like Joe Montana. And at the end of the day, we have to let these players develop and stop trying to create a hero. The problem with the NFL, they won't let players be players. Let these guys be great. Let Larry Bird be Larry Bird. Larry Bird was Larry Bird when he was in college and high school. He's always been the guy. Don't try to create the superstar. And the NFL is trying to create superstars, create moments. Let the game have its own moments. Let the players be the moment. Let the players be the player. That's what's wrong with the NFL right now. Y'all are so busy trying to create moments and running and throwing the damn ball on the 1 yard line instead of handing the fucking ball off to Marshawn Lynch. We saw a game. We just literally saw a fucking playoff game with Tom Brady, where this motherfucker threw the ball 66 times and got their ass stomped like their ass stomped like a fucking mud puddle. Look. I was Stone Cold say, stomp that motherfucker and walk in it.
Stomp a mud hole in and walk it dry.
And walk it dry. That's what the fuck we just saw. And they turn around and blame Byron Leftwich for that bullshit. It don't take a genius to throw the ball 66 times. It don't take a great game plan to be able to do that. This is why you got that little blonde haired dude right up in New York. Motherfucker ain't going to practice. He ain't reading the playbook. His teammates don't even like him. But we taking this dude number 2 overall. Like, this is the stuff we talking about.
Hey, who called that? Who called that?
K-Styles called it. K-Styles called it from the very beginning that he was going to be absolute trash. He was going to be absolute trash. K-Styles called it on. But this is what the problem is. They're trying to create an image of who they want as quarterback. And this is why the Falcons fell victim to that. And teams like the Falcons fell victim to that because the NFL wanted an image of what the game is supposed to be, what they wanted to be, instead of what it's supposed to be. The game has always been physical. The game has always been rough. The game has always been tough. The game has always been bloody. That's just that right there is just what comes with the territory. You know you're going to have problems with your brain. You know you're going to have problems with knee walking like Fred Sanford at the end of your career. We know that shit. Everybody knows what's going on. The NFL is the fucking problem because they're trying to create superstars instead of letting the superstars being a superstar. That's the fucking problem. I hate to say it, but it needs to be said.
But is that all the NFL's fault? Or
absolutely, because the NFL is ran by the owners, and the owners have an idea of what they want the game to look like. The NFL, we talking about the NFL, we're talking about the guys who really Roger Goodell don't run shit. Let's just keep that real. Them owners run everything. So when I say the NFL, I really mean the owners. The owners have an idea of the type of quarterback they want. They never wanted Michael Vick, but the fans wanted Michael Vick. That's why they were selling out, and they had no fucking choice but to make Michael Vick the first quarterback in NFL history to make $100 million. the fans show you what they want. The fans want rough. The fans want defense. The fans want real football. We don't want to see goddamn 500 yards thrown in the dang on game. That game I saw last night between the 49ers and the Cowboys, that was a good old-fashioned football game. That's exactly what we needed. I know I don't went off on a tangent, but
you good. You good,
back.
man.
We needed to go back to what real football, and what we saw last night was real football. That's what the NFL needs. We don't need to see goddamn Kyler Murray running around like a fucking man. Look, never mind.
Boy running around the damn field like a damn badass 3-year-old you chase around the grocery store.
Come on, man.
That motherfucker running to infinity and beyond on y'all ass.
Here's one thing of exact note. There may be 3, maybe 4 teams in the league that play the game how we are trending to play the game as Arthur Smith is building this squad. Run game and good defense. 2 of those teams are about to play the NFC Championship game.
And which one of those teams we beat?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, for those of you at home that have been on your fantasy GM scout couch and wants to have that pretty shiny toy running around doing a bad Barry and Sanders touch at the quarterback position. We're not wasting money there. That would be a bad idea. Now, whether you are seeing and have seen teams, have at the quarterback position the opportunity to put money elsewhere when they're playing on rookie deals. Y'all want us to go out here and spend 40 to 50 mil on a broke down lemon with 2 broke axles.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I'm glad you brought that up, too.
Oh, yeah.
As we talk about these quarterbacks and the money and stuff like that, have y'all noticed a lot of quarterbacks have been moving the last couple of years?
Yes, sir.
Is that the quarterbacks on what the last couple of years?
Moved. Then got traded. Cut. All that shit. It's a mass move. It is going on now because, like you said, now you got the Lamar Jackson thing going on. You got Derek Carr.
The draft, you can add the draft to that too.
Draft, like I said, it's a lot of quarterback movement.
Mm-hmm. What does it say? What does it say to y'all that the 4 highest paid quarterbacks in the league, neither one of them made the playoffs?
I mean, all it says is you need you need more than a quarterback to be successful.
Right.
Please say that one more time.
For the people in the back.
You need more than a quarterback to be successful.
Now you have an issue in Buffalo where they might end up busting all that shit up on offense because the wide receiver and the quarterback can't get along now.
It was gang signs everywhere on that sideline.
You got Derek Carr about to get his ass traded because they don't want to deal with him no more. You saw Russell Wilson get traded last year. You saw Matt Ryan get traded last year. Yeah, Carson Wentz getting moved. Like you said,
all of whom are in bad situations.
Mm-hmm. So, and like you said, you had Stafford get moved. Like you said, it's a lot of quarterbacks being moved around. And as we're saying over here, as the Unholy Alliance and AFN heavy hitters, this is why we always say that you have to build a foundation for a reason. Because like I said, even though everybody's on Brock Purdy's nuts right now and they get into the NFC Championship game, we just said it before. This is literally the same team they went to the Super Bowl with a couple years ago.
There's a little bit more pieces.
A few more pieces, but the core of the team is still the same. This this is what our message is as far as the Falcons. Like I said, you could want a quarterback, that's your business. I don't give into that bullshit, but that's fine. But if you bring in a quarterback and you still have no foundation, or you have to tear your foundation off, are you really, like I said, are you bringing them in to a worse situation that he left? This is one of the main reasons why Justin Fields is struggling in Chicago, because just like you said, y'all don't put this pedestal of him being the superstar and trying to create the superstar, and forgetting that he doesn't know how to play the position the right way yet. There's a reason why they running tall sweeps to him.
Quarterback power.
Y'all say there's that is absolutely pathetic. That you're running up for quarterback power and tall sweeps to a quarterback. That is pathetic. You can try to spice that up all you want. That is pathetic.
If I see my motherfucking quarterback running a sweep where they got the tight end tossing the ball to the quarterback on a sweep pass, something ain't right there.
Absolutely pathetic.
And I'm finna make a bold prediction right now. Like I said, I don't like doing predictions like that neither, but I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, do not be surprised if the Chicago Bears go quarterback with the first overall pick. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Don't hurt their feelings.
It's the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room. Why? Because he's not that staff's guy. They didn't pick him, number one. Think about that. They didn't pick him. And look what they did with him this year. You can basically say they trashed him on purpose. So they could say they have a reason to get rid of him. Ain't nothing right about it, but the situation is what it is.
Yeah. And you just made a good point too. Because if you look at how they built the team and you look how they're using it, like I said, it's not conducive on his progression. Like I said, we already knew Justin Fields was flawed before he got in.
Man, that man was flawed before he left Georgia.
Right. But the thing about it is, if you look at how he's being used, like I said, this is one of the major reasons why everybody's so infatuated with it, because everybody want to see those quarterback powers here in Atlanta. You know them quarterback powers get your quarterback hurt. You know that, right?
Right, good.
Like I said, Ritter can run. I know. We all know he can run. But they don't ask him to run. They don't design runs for him. So this is one of the major reasons why people don't gravitate towards him, because he's not running the ball 20 times a game.
Let me say
At a
something.
position that's known for you passing the damn ball. How that work?
There's a big difference between a running quarterback and a quarterback that has the ability to run. Really, a quarterback.
Hold on, Sam. Let me say this because this is why I try to my best to inform people about the quarterback position. And I'm telling you right now, Brock Purdy is not. They're telling him to not fuck up. That's it. That's his only job is not to fuck up. They're not asking him to make plays.
Hold on. That's an hour and 30 minutes right there. Okay. We're going to cut that part up. We're going to cut that part up.
Look, but Brock Purdy is not doing a great job as a quarterback. Let me repeat what I just said, and so y'all can cut this up at 1:30. Brock Purdy is not doing a good job at quarterback. What he's doing is managing the game. You know what managing the game is? The same thing that they told Mr. Trent Dilfer in Baltimore. Just hand the goddamn ball off and don't fuck it up.
Right.
That's not being a great quarterback. Have you? Right. This man, they literally said during the course of the game is that Dallas was just trying to get him to go back left the whole damn game. And when he went left, he started running backwards and panicking and panicking. How did 49ers handle that? What they start doing is putting they start putting Kittle, and I forget the other tight end on the right side. So they would double up on the tackle on the right side, or they would send a guy motion. So it'll take away that extra rusher coming from the right side. That's how they counter that. So he's not doing a great job as a quarterback. Kyle Shanahan is doing a good job of masking his deficiencies. And in the NFL, you can only get away with that so long. So long, people. So I hate to burst y'all bubble, but I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think either. I really don't think, and I hope not. But I don't think Garoppolo going anywhere, man. I'm gonna just be real. I don't think Garoppolo going anywhere. They'll probably trade Lance, but I don't think Garoppolo going anywhere. I think he'll ultimately be the quarterback again. Them dumb motherfuckers be right back in the same position looking for another quarterback.
See, here's the problem, though. I can't really say that because they literally damn near gave up their entire draft to get Trey Lance. So why the hell would you all of a sudden, like I said, that's why I said Brock Purdy ain't going to be the quarterback next year. Garoppolo ain't going to be the quarterback next year because they invested too much.
Look, like I said, the reason why I say that is because at this point, you already look like a damn fool as it is for having Brock Purdy starting right now any damn way. So you might as well just go ahead and trade the motherfucker. You already look stupid anyway.
I mean,
you gave him $100 million. You gave him $100 million. And then you trade all your picks to get a quarterback you don't want. So you already look stupid as fuck any goddamn way. So you might as well just trade him.
He's had 2 to 3 or 4 surgeries on them ankles, some wheels.
What the hell you gonna do? You get a damn quarterback $100 million, and then trade all your damn picks. One of them motherfuckers ain't starting.
But it's not like we ain't seen this movie before, because this same thing happened in Seattle.
I ain't seen no dumbass shit like that. Who the hell seen that?
You forgot the Matt Flynn contract.
They Matt Flynn $60 million, and then drafted Russell Wilson.
Give up 2 picks. I don't remember Seattle giving up 2 picks on top of it.
Okay,
I mean, well, it's kind of sort of the equivalent, Mike. It's kind of sort of the equivalent. You gave away $60 million essentially. You gave away $60 million. Because you know what I'm saying, once Russell beat him out for that position, what happened to Flynn?
Got some damn.
What happened to Flynn?
He was back in Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Hey, Hey, look, shout out to Bridget. She said Justin Fields will be okay. He had to play the full 2 years. Give him time. That depends on the damn coaches, because the way they use his ass, man, Justin Fields ain't finna last for about 2 more years. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
4 more years ain't gonna help that dude. His demise started before he left Georgia. Okay, let's get this whole white the elephant in the room get this flat out. He stopped his growth when he left Georgia. He was 5 years behind the 8 ball when he got to Ohio State. And you know Ohio State don't produce quarterback material. Then you get him, he gets drafted by Chicago. Matt Nagy, that's a whole nother Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
That debacle. Now what's gonna happen is he's gonna get passed along because don't nobody want him at this point. Who wants to spend the next 5 years trying to develop a guy that's 6 years behind?
Damn. No,
Damn.
Come on now.
Hold on. D. Coleman said it might be a pawn shop situation with Lance. Get back what you can get for him while Trey still got some value. What value do he has? We ain't seen shit yet.
Motherfucker ain't played but 20-some game in his career, if that.
Let's see. You got the 10 games in college, the 2 games in regular season, and 1 preseason. So you in total got 16 games in 3 years. And like I said, the thing is too, and we about to get off here in a little bit, and this is what I want to say about this. This is where I blame the Mel Kiper Juniors and the Todd McShays at when it comes to this shit too, because when you look, and I know I studied Trey Lance at North Dakota State. I looked at Justin Fields. I looked at a lot of these guys because the thing is now Trey Lance to Atlanta talks is the new thing now because the Lamar Jackson thing didn't come through. This is why I gotta give a sit your goofy ass down the damn Mel Kiper Jr. and Todd McShay, because what they do is they set these quarterbacks up to fail. This is the problem here. Like I said, when you looked at that 2021 draft class, they remember, it was supposed to be quoted the best quarterback draft class since 1983. That was on record. They said that.
And it wasn't even in the ballpark.
Right now, out of that whole draft class, Trevor Lawrence is the one that is right now the one that has the latest success. Trey Lance, we still don't know because we haven't seen nothing. Justin Fields, they just hope that he can last because he's taking too much punishment. Like you said, they using him more as a the running back got more rush attempts than Justin Fields got completions. And then you got Matt Jones, who really ain't did shit. But Zach Wilson, he about to get his ass booted out of the Jets anyway. But what they did was they based these quarterbacks and they gave these high praises on these quarterbacks for a pro day deep throw.
All of it designed in pro days. Every last one of them designed in pro days. Every last one of them designed in those them damn combines. All that shit is designed.
Right. So if we're gonna base a whole guy's career on a pro, and like I said, I understand the pro day is the workout. You want to put the best workout you can and stuff. But Sam, LT, what do they always say? The tape don't lie.
Documented evidence.
Tape don't lie.
Do y'all want to know why this group came about? This group came about because we started realizing that the truth wasn't being told in sports no more. we've sat here and we like I said, we fell victim to it too, thinking that like I said, that one position is the all be all, not realizing it's so much more to it than just having a great quarterback. Like I said, is even right now. I've had people tell me that a quarterback winning a Super Bowl with your QB on a rookie contract is an anomaly that don't really happen. I'm gonna tell you how much of a lie that is. Brady got drafted in 2000. Off his rookie contract, he basically won 3 Super Bowls. Big Ben got drafted in 04. Excuse me, Big Ben got drafted in 04. He pretty much won 2 Super Bowls off his rookie contract. Russell Wilson got drafted in 2012. He went to back-to-back Super Bowls off his rookie contract. Pat Mahomes got drafted in 2018. He went to Super Bowl off his rookie contract. Maybe 2 Super Bowls off his own rookie contract. Joe Flacco got drafted in 08 along with Matt Ryan. Flacco played in 3 AFC Championship games and had a Super Bowl championship in his rookie contract. You see the pattern? Mm-hmm. You build your team while you got a rookie on a rookie contract.
Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan went to the NFC Championship on his rookie contract, the final year of his rookie contract.
Who did?
Matt.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because and the reason why he's saying that too, because is you already know the quarterback is going to be the highest paid position on the field. So while you have them at a contract and or salary that's manageable to build the team, that's where you take advantage of.
I mean, let me add to that. Don't get me wrong. I understand Brady's situation, what he did over his career, and you had the supermodel ex-wife, at the time it was your wife, whatever. But let's put things in perspective. Brady could never break the bank with New England. Why you think they stayed successful for all them years? The money was still getting spread across the board.
Because he would take most of his money and incentives and under the table. So it looked like he wasn't making much, but under the table he was making more than everybody else.
Oh man, I just thought about something.
You thinking out loud again?
I'm really thinking about something right now. If you look at almost every quarterback, with the exception of probably Breeze, there's only one guy that's won a championship outside his first. And we don't really Brady, but with the exception of probably Breeze, he's probably the only guy with his second contract that actually won championships.
Aaron.
I mean, can you really say Big Ben? I thought like Big Ben won his in his first couple years in the league. So
I'm about to say Ben. I don't think Ben won the title after his rookie contract.
Nah.
Unless that damn 08 title was like borderline.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I said with the exception of like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, like it really hasn't had a lot of teams haven't had a lot of success once that quarterback get that second.
Hold on, but Rodgers shit kind of little. He ain't until they get another contract. He spent 3 years on the damn bench. So shoot, as a first round pick, you get a fifth year option. He spun 3 on sitting on his ass.
So that do that really count? Like, do that really count? Rodgers don't really count. He spent.
I'll say Peyton. Peyton won a championship without his outside his rookie contract.
I mean, but he went to the championship though, so that's not.
Oh, you talk about just as far as common success, like the AFC, NFC
success,
championship,
not necessarily like championships. Like these guys, like they didn't go that far on their second championship, because what I'm trying to say is like a lot of that money that they had to spread throughout defense throughout the team, the contracts got even greater, so they had to invest more in their development. And like only a couple of teams have had success in that development, and that's the Ravens and Steelers.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think where the problem too is a lot of these younger quarterbacks are now getting them second contracts early.
Too damn early.
Lord. I
They
know
get them
Arizona
too damn early. Like I said, outside of Patrick Mahomes, I could see that because he has not been to an AFC championship game since he started.
Right.
But when you talk about the Kyler Murrays out here, this little spoiled little 3-year-old looking motherfucker ain't did shit. He got a two.
And let's make this clear right here. We're talking about when you choose that guy as your number one quarterback for the future. That's what we're talking about. Not guys who just came in a couple of years like a Nick Foles. We're talking about guys when you choose that guy to be your guy. You really got a 4-year gap to start building your team for a championship, like right there. So this is why it's important for teams to have a young defensive plan in place first. So when that quarterback start to get older, your defense is already set, and all he has to do is just, grow with the defense instead of the defense growing before him.
Yeah.
I just had a thought and it just left, just like that. Hold on, go ahead, Sam.
Which is the main reason why it's hard to understand why this fan base cannot wrap its brain around what's going on right now. Okay? This is, to me, the old school and the right way of doing it. You build your trenches, you draft into the concept of building a sustainable product. We have essentially 4 years at our disposal to do that. And we're halfway there, and without being halfway there, if you understand what I'm saying.
Correct.
We are, I'd say, four good pieces away on defense from completing that puzzle. And also establishing some depth. Then also you factor in the guys coming back from injury, which is still going to be a question mark because you don't know how things work out, especially with the injuries that we have in place. But still, those guys, Kyle, Huntley, and Taquan, and Casey, we know we're going to draft defense this year. Period, point blank. We're going to draft. We have the running game in place. We have our top 2 receivers in place. Even though one of them is a tight end, but still. And from a silver lining, we also, saw and found weapons. Pruitt, Hodges, Bird, Williams, all utility guys that could do multiple things. And I'm gonna say it again. Get used to hearing that boy's name, Pruitt. Get used to it. Get used to hearing Michael Pruitt's name. Because I don't see them getting rid of security blanket, as it were. I grew up watching the Steelers in the 70s. Raiders, Falcons, Chiefs, 49ers, Cowboys. and all of them have in common, they built their team through draft progression and development.
Mm-hmm.
Instant gratification is buying a championship. If you don't understand what I'm saying, to make it clear, it don't work. Yeah, you might get that one, but look at the Rams.
That's all I gotta say on that.
Sustainable product, ladies and gentlemen. A sustainable product is what this staff is doing and putting together. Yeah, that don't excite you. Nothing about this game ever will.
Let me.
Damn. Y'all put some fire in the chat, boy.
Sam just went absolute ape shit, and I want to say this real quick. What Sam just sum up, what Sam just stated, it's like a sustainable product is not committing to a quarterback, paying him $100 million plus. The days of that happening for the Atlanta Falcons are pretty much done. The reason why I say that is because you look at Desmond Ridder. They could have got him in the first round if they wanted him. They didn't. They could have got any other quarterback in the first round. They didn't. 2 years in a row, they chose not to do that. And if you look at what the Ravens have done all these years, they waited to the very almost the 22nd pick to get Lamar. It was the bottom of the first round.
The last pick of the first round.
Mm-hmm. And from that, they stuck with him. They did not bring in another quarterback. They brought in a guy that plays exactly like them. Exactly like him, because they want a sustainable product. Like changing quarterbacks and changing the style, and how you end up losing a team. And this is what we saw with Thomas Dimitrov. We went from is a Matt Ryan, this being a predominantly balanced offense, to an air raid offense. And it pretty much killed the balance of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the Falcons are getting back to. No longer you're going to see quarterbacks. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you'll never see a quarterback. I won't say $100 million, but I don't think you'll see like $150 million contract from any other quarterback for the Falcons again. I'm just gonna be real. You might see a 4-year, $110 million, but 140 and all that type of stuff, 150 right off the top. I think that's done in Atlanta. I think they're done with playing quarterback that much money like that again. And if they do, it's gonna be for 3 years. You're gonna see it for about 3 years, but that 4th and 5th year, they looking to bring in another Desmond Ridder.
Right.
They're not going to be giving 3 figures and guaranteed money away. I guarantee you that.
That's done.
Which kind of puts the Falcons in a very, very advantageous position because, like you said, I wouldn't have a problem giving a quarterback X amount of dollars if it's a quarterback that I developed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm not paying $500 for a set of used tires that ain't got no tread on.
Right.
If I'm gonna pay $500 for a set of tires, I want them brand new. I want them things stinking hot off the presses.
Right.
See, the Falcons right now are building a culture right now offensively where the quarterback is not the star of the offense.
And that's why
that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he's not going to see that $150 million check like that, is because he's not the star. His team is balanced.
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, could he develop into a star in this league as a quarterback? Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, he can.
He can. But the thing about it is that's not his job to be the star.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of have to get out the notion that you have to have a star in that position just to win football games, because that's not true. I mean, it helps to have a big name guy in that, but at the end of the day, let me say, when I watched Buffalo versus Cincinnati in this past playoff game, I saw the quote-unquote star in Josh Allen. Buffalo ran the ball 18 times. And 8 of those times was his ass. They threw the ball 42 times. Which is crazy as hell, because you literally got two good running backs in Devin Singletary. And this is what LT was speaking on earlier. Devin Singletary and James Cook combined for 11 carries for 30-something yards. This is Philadelphia. This is the Philadelphia Eagles' last chance to win the Super Bowl. That whole starting defensive line is about to be free agents.
Gone.
They got at least
They
got at least 6 starters to be free agents this upcoming offseason.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have $160 million to keep all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have a short period of time to be able to build. So I'm gonna tell you the blueprint of what the Falcons are going to do right now. They're going to go out, try to get them a defensive superstar. If that guy turns into a superstar in NFL, they're going to build around him, and that right there is going to be the decision on whether or not they're going to give Desmond Ridder the vote of confidence. Say, all right, we're going to build a team around you. Because what the Falcons have, what they have at this point, they only have 4 years. Because after those 4 years, they don't have the 5th year with their quarterback. They only have 4 years now. So they have to build a defense right now. Because it's like Chicago, and this is why Sam said earlier about Chicago might, pretty much kill the whole draft, because they essentially have 2 years to make a decision on if Fields is that guy. Like, if they feel like Fields is worth it and they can build a defense, then they're gonna have to extend Justin Fields, get him about $100-something million, make him a top quarterback, a top paid quarterback, and then your defensive players, by the time they start coming, like, you're gonna be making another decision on whether or not to draft a quarterback. Because once they get there, it takes about 3 years for the average player that's drafted in the first round to get it. It's taking about 3 years or so, 3 to 4 years to finally get it. It happened to Aaron Rodgers around that 4th year. It happened to Brett Favre around that 3rd year. Around that 3rd year is where players typically start to get it. So, if, for instance, if Justin Fields already had his 3rd year, and you make a decision to start building the defense, then once that defense started coming along, well, Justin Fields might be looking for an extra contract. So now at that time, you got to pay not only Justin Fields, but you got to pay that defensive guy. So that's even more money. So you could quite possibly see Chicago Bears make a decision to say, I don't know if it's worth it in the long run, because in the long run, if that defense turned out to be great, then we got a major problem. It's the defense or Justin Fields. And I want people to really think about that.
Well,
Right.
The determining factor in that is that, like I said before, it's not their guy. And he's way behind the 8 ball as it is. The writing's on the wall.
We're going to expect.
You're
We're
right,
going. We're going.
We're going to expand on. You know what?
Yeah,
we were going to do
that
the show,
tomorrow.
but we're going to kind of expand more so on the free agency talk tomorrow. This conversation. We went a lot longer than we thought we was gonna go, but
like we actually said an hour and it turned into
we were supposed to do about an hour and 30 minutes. It ended up being 2 hours. So it's all good though. So we can go ahead and expand on this conversation tomorrow. Basically, the moral of tonight's show is you have to show appreciation for what you have and what your team is building towards to. Rather you be a Falcons fan, rather you be a fan of another team. Because when the rubber meets the road and you guys to start shelling out money to quote unquote premier positions, you're going to have to make a choice. If the Falcons choose not to pursue a quarterback and go with the game plan of trying to build the defense, are you going to be one of the ones that's upset about it? Or are you going to be one of the ones that's going to be excited about it?
Well, that's an easy test question.
Like I said, at the end of the day, as we always say over here, you ain't gotta like what we say. You can hate our guts,
but you can't hate the facts.
But you ain't never tell us we was wrong about what we said. You just say you didn't like what we said. So this is why we say we not for everybody. We don't plan on being for everybody. You fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't have to watch. But if you don't and you still watch, we definitely appreciate that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely give you something to pillow talk to other motherfuckers about so y'all can talk shit about us behind our back.
Right. We feed you good information, and this establishment, you might occasionally get slapped upside the head with a stat. You might get punched in the mouth with a stat.
Oh Lord!
And we reserve the right to do that.
I think they still want that all Falcons, that all ass team. I think they still want that.
They really want that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that tomorrow. Damn it, Bridget, really you missed the part of the show where we was talking about the all ass team. That's just basically all the players that were absolute garbage for the Falcons. We're gonna lump them into one team.
Wow.
Lord.
Was there a guy named Bruce up in there?
Oh, you can throw that in there. Hey, hold on. Let me give you a preview. Let me see if y'all know Falcon fans know this name. Are you ready? Falcon fans, are you ready? Chad Lavallee. That's all I need to say right there.
Audrey Bruce.
Oh man. Somebody said the entire 2012 draft class. Remember, you might not know. You might find them on the list tomorrow. All right, man. Let's go ahead and wind this thing down, boy. We done overtook y'all time, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. We're gonna go and give y'all some little interviews going on. Right, so, that's too low. What the hell is we doing? See, I'm getting that lava. I'm getting that Travis Jackson action over here, boy. This shit ain't right. All right. All right, man. We appreciate everybody tuning in to the Cooler Talk Monday. I ain't starting jack shit. We gonna do that tomorrow. So we appreciate everybody tuning in to the Cooler Talk. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Mad Mike Sport. Make sure you subscribe to OG Big Sam as well, man. We getting him back in the game. We get him back in the game, man. He over here chilling with us. Like I said, hey, you and LT, y'all gonna join us for the all ass edition tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Now, we said it first. Now, if you see anybody else talking about this, y'all already know what the deal is.
Hey, we got a playlist too. We got a playlist of all the top videos, the recent videos from K Styles, OG Sam, True Talk, AFN. We're gonna have it all in one playlist. So I'm gonna share that to the community tab. So that's how you're gonna be able to keep up with everybody's content. Instead of telling everybody to go subscribe to everybody's channel, it's gonna be in one playlist so everybody can follow that one playlist. So I appreciate it for everybody for joining us and get ready for the all ass. We're talking about that Puma ass and that Erica ass. All right, the all ass thing.
All right, man. Y'all ass is crazy, man.
Quickly.
But yeah, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and tune in for tomorrow. What up?
You can talk about it. You can imitate it. You can copy it. But you'll never be like the conglomerate.
AKA, fuck out of here, boy. We the ones.
Bridget, we will get that. We got you. We got that. Believe me, we got that tomorrow. Believe that.
Oh Lord, we gotta come through with it now, man. Hold on, we gonna have to get together and get this list together. This is gonna be hilarious, bro. This is gonna be funny.
Oh my God, yeah, we
gonna do it. We gonna do it. So, as I bring out the bat of incredible truths. And there you go, Blackberry. Blackberry said tune in to the Reds Pit Thursday 8 p.m. Man, like I said, hey, we got the AFN fam in here as well, so make sure you show some love to everybody.
So be in that one playlist. Everybody's stuff will be in that one playlist. So stay tuned for our playlist so you can catch everybody's content. Falcons, Hawks, everything gonna be in that one playlist. Y'all can find everybody's stuff. Y'all ain't gotta go searching all on Google. It'll be in that one dang playlist.
Okay. So until next time, people, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the 6-man convo where we will be talking about the all-ass Falcon team. Let's go. Until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Go.
We here to stay.
We here to stay.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell on out of here.